Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to 100 videos in 100 days. Today is day 25. So, I will be 100% honest before we dive in. I totally cheated my video series yesterday. I literally used a piece of content that I already had and a video that I already had. Been kind of a crazy last couple of days. I drove 5 hours to come hang out, go to a birthday party with my daughter's friends. And I'm at my family's house right now, and we'll be driving back today. But figured I would get my video done before we do any type of shenanigans. So I totally did reuse a piece of content that I had already, a video I created, and used that for yesterday's video. So, you know, I cheated. But we're back, right? Back on with the series, another video. Today is day 25 out of 100. And I want to kind of talk a little bit about content creation. There was a question that got brought up in the free group around, I've been a part of other trainings, I've done these things. And this is arguably probably one of the things that hangs most people up when they're getting started. So I want to talk a little bit about very early content creation. Like maybe you don't know what you're monetizing with, you don't know what product you're selling, maybe you don't have your ducks in a row and you have it all figured out. And realistically, I don't think we ever do. I think we always change and evolve, and things that we're optimizing for in business kind of change with the seasons or life and business, etc. Uh, but very early, we have a very polarizing opinion on content. And this is something that we've been telling our paid students for probably the last 6 months is like in the very beginning of your content creation game, you need to go very personalized and you need to just start creating content. I don't care what it is. Like if you guys go look at my Facebook post I put out yesterday, it was a simple picture of my daughter that said, online business to me means having the ability to drive 5 hours and not worry about what time I wake up on Monday because we wanted to. That was the entire post. And that's a good real time example of what I'm talking about, where we just need to start creating content, doing it messy. There doesn't have to be an ultimate end goal or, hey, I'm creating this in this very structured format and way to try to get people to go along the spectrum of becoming a buyer. uh, Realistically, in the beginning, we need to create a habit in yourself internally of showing up consistently in your content, putting yourself out there, getting on camera, doing these things that are a little bit scary, and just doing those things. Like anything, any type of content is better than no content at all. So, your story, your journey, who you are, what you do, maybe for work, what you're planning on doing. There's no rules to this game, but none of it will work without you starting to get consistent with content creation. That's step one, right? We won't even have the opportunity to start selling offers to people if we're not consistently creating content. And you coming into online business as a brand new beginner, creating content that is has nothing to do with selling anything or a potential offer or a product is a lot easier and lower pressure for you to start creating than it would be to like, hey, you have to have this perfected content cadence or routine or matrix or these buckets of content when you haven't even created a single post yet. You haven't even did a TikTok or a short form video or anything like that. It's overwhelming because then you have person X who's never done anything online, and you're telling them they have to have this perfected style of content. Whereas realistically, what we need to be working on is building a habit of being consistent, and then we can start tweaking, optimizing, refining, because it's a lot easier for you to start refining the content styles or what you're saying in your content, how you're creating content, if you're already in a habit of creating content. And I'll try to give you guys a real time representation of this. This exact 100 videos in 100 days series is doing just that. It's the reason that I'm doing this 100 videos in 100 day series is because I've continuously made excuses internally around why I could not do long form videos. Hey, I'm not good on camera. I'm not good on this. I've always done live videos. I always stumble all over myself in pre recorded videos. Oh, I can do it later. I can do it tomorrow. So, the biggest drive and motivating factor for me to actually do these 100 videos in 100 days Has nothing to do with me selling more products. Has nothing to do with me wanting to grow my YouTube channel or, you know, bless the algorithm with, these amazing videos. It's literally an internal thing. I'm doing these because I want to, by the end of the 100 days, be extremely comfortable and extremely consistent with, hey, I'm just going to open up my laptop, I'm going to open up my computer, and I'm going to shoot a video. I'm going to talk to the camera, I'm going to talk, I'm going to share a strategy, share a takeaway. So it's an internal thing. So that's like a very good real-time representation of what I'm talking about when it comes to, especially in the earlier stages of business. We just need to get consistent. That is the most important thing, because without it, nothing else works, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you guys need to start creating, you know, 45 videos a day or committing to this crazy schedule, right? We have to get clear on your own life, your own situation, and then you can commit to something that you could potentially keep up, right? Whether that's, one TikTok a week, two TikToks a week, one TikTok a day, three posts a day. Like, everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different, but it's very important to figure out a schedule that you can commit to for the next 6 to 12 months. And I think we all end up putting this big fear on having things figured out before we start getting in motion, whereas we kind of need to force ourselves to do the opposite. We need to get in motion and figure it out afterwards. If you're already been creating content and it's you're already, let's say you're already showing up publicly in the World Wide Web, it's a lot easier to start mixing in potential offers or figuring out the monetization piece, or hey, I have this audience or I have this attention. The number one thing that we need to sell people on, especially in the earlier stages of business, is you as a person in this internet marketing space or the internet game, where you have everybody preaching and doing the same exact products in the exact same way. Like, you're just going to, if you follow the same mold as everybody else, you're just going to get buried in competition. Everybody else is selling the same products, using the same posts, same landing pages, same emails, all this stuff. Like, we need to sell people on you as a person. And we can do the easiest and the quickest way to do that is literally sharing you. Like, there's no rules to this game. There's no perfect formula to like have this content that sells. It's, you're building relationships with content. It's the entire point and premise of creating content, is to accelerate, enhance, build relationships, connect with people, and then you can start looking at monetization vehicles adjacent to the content you're creating, right? You have like a fitness influencer who talks about all these workouts, these ways that they lose weight, these plans that they use, these diets that they're on, and then they start making offers around supplements, workout gear, etc. Or you have person X who's like building a business, and then they have, adjacent products, coaching, courses, consulting, etc. But it's, you are, as a brand owner, need to start selling people on yourself, and like getting into that routine of starting to create content. It's not going to be fucking perfect. You're going to do it messy. A lot of your videos and a lot of your stuff's going to be very cringe in the beginning, and that's fine. Like, share that shit. If you're nervous to get on camera, hey, I'm nervous as shit to do this video, but like, I know that it's going to be beneficial to what I want to do with my life and business. So here we go. Real, raw, transparent, letting people in as to what you're doing and who you are. And I think what this also does on a deeper level in the end is, if people can literally be a part of and watch you transform your entire life, it becomes a very powerful thing for them to witness and become a part of. And you don't do it intentionally. There's been people in my group that were inside of my free Facebook group from when I started it, and they're like, dude, you're a completely different person. I've watched you change your entire life. I was in here back when you were like writing blog posts and you were extremely uncomfortable on camera and doing all this and that. And now you've, helped your students sell millions of dollars in products online. Like, it's crazy. I've been here since the beginning. And it's not me intentionally being like, oh, look at me, I did this, and now I can help you do the same. It's just, it's a natural thing that starts to happen in your audience because they watch you do the shit. And I know this video is a little tangential, but none of it happens and none of it starts unless you start. And I think a lot of people fixate, myself included. I've done this a lot, so I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody else. Like, don't get me wrong. As I mentioned in this video, I'm trying to do these videos to get better myself. Um, People fixate on a lot of things that don't really matter. Like, they think themselves into not moving and not doing things or not showing up in their business. Like, just start posting something. We can't even open the door to having success online unless we start. And in the very beginning, don't go product focused. You don't have to figure out what you're selling yet to start creating content. You don't have to know what you're doing to start creating content. The attention that the audience and the content that brings is what you need. Because without that, we can't do anything. We can't grow a group. We can't sell products. We can't, connect with people. It's like some of you guys have these amazing thoughts and beautiful stories and life journeys that people could benefit from you sharing, but we're worried about not having it all like figured out before we start sharing that shit. Just start. Just post something. Post anything. I don't care what it is. Okay? Preferably some type of medium that has the ability to connect with cold audiences. Some type of short form video platform, Instagram Reels, TikToks, Facebook Reels, Pinterest idea pins, etc. Like, you could literally spin one piece of content into multiple platforms, but that's step one. We have to start doing that consistently if we want anything else to happen. And if you're not clear about the monetization vehicle or what your product is, it's fine. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that we need to really sell people on is you as a person. Because without that, nothing else happens. You can't monetize if people aren't sold on you. You can, but it's hard. It's hard pressed, right? It's going to be very difficult for you to sell products because there's no relationships built, right? We're not here to tell anybody to go send 1,000 emails a day and do cold outreach and all that stuff, because it's a very stressful way to operate your business. Versus if we can start selling people on you as a human being at scale via content creation, it opens up so many doors to have a magical business and a kick-ass life. So I know I didn't give you guys a tactical breakdown of anything and everything inside of your business today, but it was a question that got brought up, like, hey, I don't know what to create content about, or like where to actually create content, or what I should be creating content about. You. That's it. Especially in the, like, if you're under any money made online, that's your biggest concern that you should be worried about. And like, people put the cart before the horse. Like, oh, I got to worry about automating this or doing this, and it's like, we can't do any of that if we don't dial in the first piece of you getting consistent with creating some type of content. And in the beginning, the only thing you really need to start talking about is yourself. And you don't have to do this in an egotistical way or anything like that. I'm just saying, if people don't know who you are, they don't know your morals, your values, your life, your story, etc., you'll be hard pressed to sell them anything. Because that's literally what this game is we're monetizing relationships that we build with people. And the way that you enhance and accelerate those relationships is content creation. And that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any questions around this specific topic, or you have anything that you want me to talk about in the coming weeks, months actually, drop them in the comments, and you guys have a kick-ass day.